Hello, I'm Dara and welcome to my beef farm. In today's video, we're down with the cows. The cows are out full time, so I'm just going to move them there now onto new grass. We also have some weanlings at grass. I'll show you them during the video, and I'll show you what cows have calved since our last video and what calves they have. The most of them are actually also at grass as well, so I'll show you them later. So it's basically a stock video. We're mostly out in the fields today. So I'm just going to move these cows here behind me. They're getting moved actually twice a day. I'm moving them in the morning, and I'm moving them again there in the evening time before I go home. The reason I'm doing that at the moment is just land is still a little bit tender and covers are not exactly overly high either, so just kind of want to keep the grass into them, keep them moved, and then they'll do less damage that way then as well when they're moved on twice a day. So I'll just get the reel set up for them and get moved into the next section. So that's today's allocation for during the day. About 3 steaks is what I've given them, and then I'll give them another 3 or 4 this evening. I might actually even let them down to the ditch tonight and leave a section here in the middle for tomorrow. There's a fair old wind there at the moment now, and you know, they want a bit of shelter there tonight anyway, so the wire is just brought to the other side of the water trough there. So the cows, as I said, were there yesterday. That was 1 full day's grazing. So I'm going to leave up that fence behind them now. There's no need for them to go back to there. There is a water trough up there, but they won't need to go to that one. They will be coming down there to that water trough. So it allows me there to have a back fence there behind them anyway, and cut down on the damage they're going to be doing. Now I'll take down this, open this reel, and let them into the next section there. They're very patient this morning. There's no balling out of them. Come on. What? On camera it probably looks a little chopped up, but 3 weeks time you won't even know that. You won't even see that. It is a little bit tender around here. That's why it's important to be using back fences with them and not to be giving them letting them run the whole place there, or leaving them hungry either. If they get hungry then they'll start walking. So they're good enough that way, in that once they're finished they'll kind of wait for you to come when they know that they're in the habit of getting going to be moved there fairly often. If I had higher covers of grass and ground was kind of better, I'd just give them 24 hours, but we're kind of working on 12-hour breaks now at the moment. Now it's fairly windy out today. It's a lovely day. It's very exposed down here. It's a big field, broke into 4 paddocks, and that's why they're going to that ditch tonight anyway. They'll be already today during the day. There's no, while it's windy, there's no cold as such, so them lads don't feel it anyway. If it was raining on them, well, they definitely wouldn't want to be out in the middle of this field, or they'd be all have pneumonia this evening. Ground is getting better, getting drier as we come down across the field here. I have the majority of the jackets gone off the calves. It's a few of the younger calves that still have jackets on, but all the older calves there, the jackets were just gone too tight on them. Their chests are after growing too big for the way I had the straps there. So we're standing in Paddock 19, and this was reseeded in 2019. kind of had a reseeding plan going there every year. I was doing a paddock every year. So this paddock was done in 19, and the next one down was done in 20. The one below that was done in 2018. So I was kind of doing a bit every year, and you kind of get through it. And then usually when I reseed a paddock, then I'd upgrade the water in the paddock. So that would mean even a bigger water pipe and bigger water trucks. We have 2 trucks between 2 paddocks, and they're kind of set not in the middle of the paddock, but in quarters, if you get me. So those 2 paddocks can be broke down into 4 paddocks, or they can be broke down to 8 paddocks, 8 1-acre paddocks more or less. So that's kind of the way I've the farm laid out, is in kind of 4-acre paddocks. It's just more or less the way the fields break down for me. And then we put the water trucks kind of strategically where we can break the paddocks down into smaller sections, and then kind of that way we're hoping to utilise the grass better, and I kind of work a back fence most of the year as well. So that's the cows and calves. This is the early cows and calves. We'll call them the mature cows. I've no heifers on this group. The heifers are in the other group, and I'll show you them in a few minutes. So I'm just getting calves ready to go to grass here. These are the cows I would have calved since the last calves I showed you. That cow there, she's a Charlie out of an Aubrac cow. She had a Charlie bull calf by a Keena Patrick, I think. Keena Peter, sorry, is his name. He's a bull a new bull I used this year. I'll put up his code. It's S something something something, and I don't know why it's S. If anyone knows why his bull code is starting with S instead of CH, anyone that knows anything about Charlie breeding. But that calf now is a couple of days old. She is a 6 calfer, and she calved herself. So this calf here is another one of Peter's calves, another Charlie bull calf, and he's out of that red limousine cow. She is a cow by Castleview Casino, CWI, out of a limousine as well. She's a 3rd calfer, and she calved unassisted. She's some cow, a super calf. So this calf here then again is another one of Peter's calves, and he's out of this cow here that I like to call Frank the Tank, because she's an absolute huge cow. She clocked in there at over 900 kilos there at her heaviest weight there. She's a 10th calfer, 0 stars, again calved unassisted. Now that calf was about 293 days gestation, and the previous pictures I showed you, that one and the first one was 286 days. So really liked that them two came really early, because it's the difference between a March calfer and a February calfer. So this calf here, you would have seen him already. He's by EBY, and the reason he's not at grass already is I know some kind of thought he was lazy old bugger now, and I was kind of giving out to him for being so lazy, but I checked his navel and he had a big hard navel on him. So I gave him a shot of anti-inflammatory and painkiller and some white antibiotics, and he was a different calf the next day. So he's after getting a course of 5 days white antibiotics, so he's good to go now back to grass. And this lad here at the gate, again, he's another one of Peter's calves, and you would have seen him already. And again, he just had a little scour there one day. I thought I'd be putting him to grass, and I wasn't happy with him. And again, 1 injection for the scour, and he's okay. He's good to go again. Again, he's out of that butt of an EBY cow. So the jacket is on him, and here, if I thought has a bit of a scour or a bit of a chill, would get put a jacket on him. It's very good to hold in the heat. But the weather had changed there last week. It was kind of cold and wet, and I think that change in weather kind of brought on just a couple of bits of scours, but he was the only one I gave an injection to. So this is the last calf in this group now that's going out today, and again it's a Charlie, but it's by Bud Orpheus CH 5932, and that's a heifer calf, again born unassisted. So I was delighted now to see the last 4 Charlies. They're the last AI Charlie calves I have now. No more Charlies due to be born this year, but I was delighted to see such strong calves coming, and all been born unassisted, and you know, none of them needed to be pulled or jacked. So that's the mother of that calf. She's a Charolais cross cemental off a previous stock bull I had. Frank the Tank is just a Charolais from a limousine, and that cow there is a 4th calfer. That's the combination there. So they're all going off the grass. That's the overview of what's here. And off the grass they go. We'll walk the other way now and be left behind. So on you go now. Come on. Come on, don't be left behind now. I haven't time to be chasing cows around the road now. Come on. Go on. Pop up. Go on. Good lads. On you go. I said these calves are only a couple of days old anyway. But I love the Charolais, especially the white Charolais. Jesus, they're just smashing. Now, on you go there now, lads. I'm down here now with the heifers and their calves. So you would have seen all these in different videos having calved, and the cows and calves I've just shown you now are down here as well with these. So that's an Angus calf there, bull calf, and heifer calf there. She's just out of that Belgian blue I just showed you. So they're hardy, really hardy now, so they are. So there's really windy there this morning, and it's a lovely day, and I hope the microphone can pick up what I'm saying, and I hope the sound isn't too bad. But there's Frank the Tank anyway with her calf. So it's a nice dry field. Frank the Tank isn't sinking into the earth, so not too bad. Happy enough with that. So Grazy is away now in a separate group until close to breeding season, and then we'll put him together with the other group. The calves are doing really well. Can't beat dry weather. If the weather breaks, this is only a small group. I should be able to keep him out now. I hope to be able to keep him out, but we'll play that by ear. Now this is the wire truck that they have there, and ballcock got broke out of it at the back end of the year, so I had to do a MacGyver job at the time there to stop the water leaking. So I've a new ballcock got now and a whole lot, so I'll put that into it. There's an awful lot of stones around this truck. We would have picked them out of the field and threw them around the truck, but it's a disaster of a job. I must get all them picked now and fill it up a bit more now with gravel. Now I have a box of tricks here. I got a new ballcock in the co-op store there now, so I'll get that into it. Get water. That truck was actually full yesterday with water, so just shows how much they would drink. Put in this extension piece first anyway, and I can cut a bit off that as well, not to have it too long. Now these are a bundle of the handiest dairy bred cattle. There's an odd April born heifer's calf from the suckle herd on it as well. They're out over a week now at this stage. So they had a run of that paddock, that's finished. So now they're getting moved to a new paddock. Go on you go. There they are now, landed down in their paddock for the time being. So I'm going to strip graze this paddock. They will get a section there every couple of days. I'd imagine now it'll take them a couple of days to eat this. It's a nice cover of grass on it. But as I said, they're the smallest dairy heifers and suckler bred heifers gone out there. And I suppose the reason they're gone out is first is you can't beat the power of spring grass. And they'll have a head start on the other heifers, and they'll probably catch up on the heifers that are bigger than them that are still in the shed. And plus they're light on the ground and they won't do any damage. I'd be trying to keep these out now if at all possible at this stage, and even if we do get rain and weather breaks, I'd be hoping that they're light enough, and because they're acclimatized to being out now, that they'll be able to stay out. So they have a nice sheltered corner of this paddock there, as they have two ditches and a small little ditch in there where the jeep is, so they'll be well able to find shelter. It's a good size of a field, and there's 3 paddocks here as well, so they wouldn't want to be in that middle paddock now at the time being. So there's a fair wind out there today, so by the time they're up grazing up this paddock, it'll be well into the middle of March, so hopefully things we'll be still looking at nice weather and softer weather there, and hopefully grass will be growing by then. Wouldn't that wreck your head? Knowing the water pressure is poor in another paddock and all that water there just flowing out in the ground. I only turned on that pipe the other day, so that'll have to be turned off now again. Lucky enough I have a tap just up here. I'll have to go off now and get a joiner and get that fixed. Here's the group I really wanted to get out. I showed you them in a previous video. They're the maiden heifers, and they're also out a week as well. As soon as they said last week that there was a high pressure coming, I put them out. So they're settling in there now. I had given them the run of this paddock, but now I have put up a wire and I'm block grazing them now that they're out for the week. I'm going to start block grazing them. Again, this paddock is laid out like all the paddocks, with 2 water trucks on the dividing fence in kind of quarter sections. So nice sunny day but windy, so they have the shelter there now on a good ditch down across there. There's plenty of grass on it there. Mightn't pick it up on the camera there. There's plenty of grass. There's loads of grass for them anyway. There's only 10 of them there, so they'll have loads of grass there. And again, like the other group, if the weather breaks, the last thing I'd be hoping to be doing with them is putting it back in. I hope that I'll be able to keep them out of grass. So hopefully they'll be well on target and they'll all start coming bulling naturally now that they're out, and that they'll be bulling when the breeding season comes and we get them in calf fairly easily. So that's the final group of stock I have at grass at the moment. There's the cows move now for the evening, down to the evening section. So as I said, I let them down to the ditch now for the night. There's a nice old breeze there I know by them calves running around, they don't really feel it, but I feel it. And there's a section then left for tomorrow. So absolutely great clean out there, no damage done. So as you can see there now, just heads down and they'll graze and there's no messing. There's one Wayne in there in the middle of it there. He broke out of the shed and made his way out to him. So I'll get him in now someday and put him back where he should be. But I love seeing the calves running around like that in the field. I think I'll leave the video at that. It's time for me now to go home and get my own tea. If you've made it this far, I'd like to thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.